Hi, I'm Edward Bullock, the creator of Stride software for designing courses and course exercises. I'm about to give you a demonstration on how to design a basic show jumping course for around about meter 10 level using Stride's course design software. I'm going to start by opening the program, and when it is open I'm just going to run through the basic processes of how to design a course. So we start by clicking on the button with the red folder icon. You'll notice there's these different buttons and you can see what they stand for. So this will be for a brand new show. This is for designing a second course with an existing show. This button is for editing details on a current competition that's open. So to edit the details on this course. That button will be for saving courses. At this stage nothing's changed, so I won't be prompted to save. You can use this to print. That undo button basically returns it to the last point of saving the course. If you want to create a different shaped arena, especially if you're building a non-rectangular arena, click on the edit arena. I'll go through a demonstration on that in another tutorial. And lastly, we use this button to measure the length of our courses. So we start clicking on the red button and you can select a mode. We have, in Stride's course design, you have two different modes you can use, and that is show and template. Shows are for designing literally courses for a given show, whereas a template, you're going to build a course that you might want to use over time and reuse it at different shows in the future. Another beauty with templates is you can build an actual arena with its own shape and with permanent features like a water jump or banks. So in this case we're going to select on show, click next, and we're going to create a new show. So we're going to click on this radio button, and it says there's already a show 4 in my database, which happens to be the case, so I have to give it a new name. So I'm going to call it online demo show, and then click. We can either use a number of already selected course or already used course designers, but in this situation I'm going to enter my own name just to show you how to start. But once you've entered there, then you'll just use the other checkbox. So just enter my name, click next. The third page, we're going to create what course you want to use or which arena. So if you want to use an existing course from a template, you can just select one of the templates, and then you can clear numbers or just remove the jump off. You can create a blank arena from an already designed arena, especially useful if you've already designed a course at a show or new show, but at an arena that you've used before. In this case we're going to create a new arena, so I'm going to go online demo arena, and then in this particular demonstration I'm going to choose the dimensions of 90 meters long and 50 meters wide, a good medium sized ring. And now we're going to choose the name of our class. I'm just going to call it a horse class, and class level you can either enter whatever grade or just height. Here in New Zealand a basic jump off class is TA5, but where you are might be a bit different. And we can select a speed for our first round. In this situation I'm going to set it at 325 meters per minute, and then choose a date. So we're going to make it 10th of September. Here's an option. Some course designers like to use a drawing of an actual track of where you're going to go. I sometimes use it as a basic guide, but for this demo, I'll show you how to use it. If you do not want to use it, just click finish straight away. Here I'm going to check it and then click finish. And now we see the course, the actual arena is showing up in a grid format. So the idea is then you can build with, build to dimensions. Here I'm going to have, because this is a relatively lowish level course, I like to have the first jump going towards the gate. I know with more experienced horses it is not as important, so I'm going to build a basic track. I still believe it's good practice to build most courses in a more up and down the arena rather than side to side. So I've built a basic track here. I use it as a very rough guideline, and then I click on this measuring wheel. You notice it's changed to a measuring wheel with a cross on it, so I click on that. It's actually already measured the length of the course should I want to use this. I like to use the automatic measuring tool personally, so we're going to start number 1, and then we're going to go number 2 is up the side on this occasion, so we'll put number 2 over here and make that a long related line. I might just move that off the track. You'll notice here that I have these green lines and then lines connecting to each jumps. These are a basic guide just to allow you to check your corners and allow you to have a basic track of where they are. It is good practice to have this break in this line in the middle distance between the jumps, or if they're in a straight line, it is good practice to have them straight in line with each other. Okay, so you can see how they follow each other. The other thing is, as you get a bit closer to the edge, it'll turn red just to say it's too close to the edge. Likewise, as the corner gets a bit tight, it will start to tell you it's getting too tight, and especially if you're using this type of corner, it's again a rough guide, but when you're building for younger horses, it's actually a good little tool just to go by. If you really don't want to use that particular tool, you can actually turn it off, and you'll see this next number 4, it has no number, none of the green lines coming in telling me what I can and cannot do. So we've got number 1, 2. I'm actually going to change this number 4. I'll just change direction. I'm going to change it to a different type of fence. I'm going to make it a vertical. So if you select a fence, and I'm going to turn the corner checker back on. So now, once it's been highlighted again, you'll notice how once I've clicked on a fence, it gets highlighted, and then I can either turn it or do whatever I want with it. As soon as I've clicked elsewhere on the course, the highlight goes away. We can select different types of fences, so I can turn that into a wall, and I have a wall here, so I'll add a few more different types of fences just to make it a little more interesting. Sometimes, as often the case, you add a jump and oops, it's not going to fit, so you just have to move around. But as a general rule, you want to do that at home rather than having to come to the ring and making the changes as you go. As there's 2 ways of building a combination. One, you can create a jump and then add a leader to it. So we're going to do that, and then you can click 7A and then create 7B. The other way I prefer is to use the combination builder, but before I do that, I'm going to delete these jumps. So you can delete them by just highlight them. There's 2 ways of highlighting jumps. you can either click on it and it goes green, or you can actually just scroll over the jump. Okay, so this time we're going to build, I'm going to build it. You can choose any type of line in, but because I've done a triple bar, I'm going to make it a little bit of a control test now for a double of verticals. You can select whatever unit you want for distance for your combinations. I still prefer the old imperial metrics, and generally as a rule, personally I go by the 12-foot stride, but with a double of verticals I'll start to make it quite short striding, which is a little bit of my goal for that particular fence. Alright, so we're going to just finish an oxer vertical oxer. Yeah, so I might finish with an oxer again, just trying to keep that line straight but also not too close to the edge. 8, 9, so we might have a 3 jump line to finish. Maybe a bigger oxer at the end. Alright, you can also add a Liverpool under a particular fence, just to add a little bit more of a varying test. Sometimes with the number 1, you can see I'm moving that after I've moved another jump. Once I've selected my fences, I'll add the flags. You'll notice you can move them as a whole. You can move the lot by clicking on the middle, and then you can move each individual flag just so you can get it to where you want it to go. 10 is going to be my last of my first round. So there we go. You make sure you click save at regular intervals. I'm also going to remove that pen drawing. So yes, I want that drawn. My next step is to check my distances. Okay, so generally, as you know, if you are a regular course designer, you'll know that the distances between jumps is very critical. So we're going to make 2 to 3, 106 to make it a good 7 strides, and between 8 and 9 make that a 5 stride line. Probably at around that 126 is where it's probably not so critical, but I'm also just trying to get that a little bit, making it sure it's even. I am then going to just finish this course with another 7 stride line, and also trying to make that broken line, the break in the middle, just so in a future course if I want to go the other way, it does still ride quite nicely for the horses. Okay, here's my first round, and I'll click save again. So after getting my distances, I'm going to hide the distances and then show the first round track. I like to show the track, have a look at the track before I actually measure the course. We can use these, drag these purple boxes to get the actual track where your actual measuring track. While the course design program does automatically give a track, it does give a nice generous distance after each jump, so it may automatically measure a bit on the longer side. So I'll give you the option of being able to make it a little tighter, but then you can move them out should you want to specify going around a particular jump. So here we have, I'm happy with that. So I'll click save again, and I'll measure the actual course. So it's come up nice 450 meters with a time allowed of 83 seconds. So there's our first round done. Again, I click save. Now we're going to create the second round, and I'm going to name it a jump off. It automatically defaults to second round, but sometimes we might call them 2 phases or second phases or something like that. So we can have a think about what's the best course to do. So 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, 8. So that's probably be my ideal here. So we'll start 3. You can either click add or just enter. 4, 1, 6. With the combination, you got to enter them separately, and you got to make sure you have the letter. It doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, but if you don't, you'll see that it actually says there's no fence with that name there. So go 7B. You can either click add. I usually click enter, and we're going to finish at number 8. Oops. Make sure you have that, and then click add, and then save and close. You can also add comments to each round. I'll go further into details on that in a future tutorial. So here we have our new course, but you'll notice if I view the second round track, it says run as a 2 phase because it can't find any track, any jump, any gate, any flags. So it's just going to finish at each jump. So we're going to add the start flag. Nope, 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 nope. So it might generally pays to have the track hidden when you do start adding the flags for your second round. Alright, putting the flags there. And I'm going to put start jump off only, and after I've accidentally got an extra start flag, so I'm going to delete that one, and then we're going to add a finish after number 8, finish, and we're going to add a finish line comment, jump off only there. Alright, so you save again. Alright, so now we'll view these tracks again, second round track, and this time it's come up much nicer. Here we've got a little bit of a tightish corner, so I'm going to be nice and let them measure that around number 10, but they do have the option of going inside that. So we'll level. But from 3 to 4, I'm thinking they're going to go quite tight around there, and then 7, 8, I'm also predicting a tight line, so there's my track for that. I'll measure, and now I'll measure it again. Now we can specify the different speeds. In this case, we'll go at 350 meters per minute, and again measure the course. Right, now I'm going to just hide the tracks, and now we're going to look to print it. You can either just simply print it straight off printing this, and show the print here, and you can print what you want. In this case, I'm going to open the print preview and show you a few more options. So you can just print it as it is, as it's showing. You can create an output image, which is great if you just want to use part of the course plan, especially when you might be doing it, cutting bits out and putting into another article, maybe a demonstration of how to course design or something. You can either print them in a plain plain background. You can set it as a grid, which is ideal when you're setting it for building the course, and showing distances as well. So showing the same distance as we had before. So, and you can also have rounds as well showing. Could be quite handy for giving to the judges. But in this situation, I'm just gonna go for a plain course and click on the button, and just for showing sake, we're going to print as a PDF. It just requires you to have a PDF software, and Strides online demo. I've already done a course similar to this before, so I might just do the same one. Okay, click save. I'll overwrite that course, and here we have how it will print out. Okay. Close the print preview, and there we have our first course using Strides course design. Always again save, just to be double sure. Thank you.